Good afternoon. Thank you for the invitation to speak today. I'm here to share a small piece of my life and a story that will resonate with far too many in this room. What does it mean to live honestly? Is it measured by the absence of hardship, or is it the strength we find when facing it? I've learned that authentic living can be found in resilience, the ability to rise after every fall, and the unwavering support of those who walk beside us. Perhaps I should give you a little bit about who I am. I live in North Dakota, and I have FASD. I call myself an introvert, and there are some that would argue that. So imagine, if you will, your clothes are hanging off of you, your body is shrinking, and no doctor understands why. That was my reality when I was 27. Shortly after my wife and I had celebrated the birth of our third child, I lost almost 100 pounds in 3 months. No idea why. By August, I was in an air ambulance from North Dakota to Rochester, Minnesota in the Mayo Clinic. Strapped to a stretcher, I had a small window through which I could see the clear blue sky. And I vowed to fight what was coming from my family. Hope became my key. At Mayo Clinic, the initial diagnosis was cancer, and we were prepared to fight that because we had something to fight. Hours later, they changed course, said, you don't have cancer, you have this other illness called systemic lupus. It's an autoimmune condition. And you know what? We were okay with that because we had something we could fight. The medical team started me on a medication, and days later, I walked out of that hospital when I had been transported in. The joy of waking my children at 2 o'clock in the morning upon returning home was indescribable. Life continued to challenge me. At 35, I experienced my first mini stroke, TIA. Then heart arrhythmia. Then fibromyalgia, an unwelcome guest that moved in and never left, teaching me the importance of self-grace. As I entered my 40s and 50s, I faced a growing number of health challenges, including neurological issues and metabolic issues. I finally applied for disability and was approved after 3 attempts and a call to my congressman. At 43, essential tremors brought constant shakiness and coordination difficulties. At 45, myoclonic spasms cause sudden knee-jerk reactions. When coupled with vertigo, can make you fall down quickly and necessitate the need for a cane and a walker. Makes walking a challenge. At 51, I received a devastating diagnosis, stage 4 liver disease. Cirrhosis was difficult. My mom was diagnosed with that when she was 47. She managed to quit drinking and then lived the next 24 years without alcohol. I'm not a drinker, not a heavy drinker, never have been. So to have that diagnosis was kind of a blow. And I have severe fibrosis, which means my liver is very stiff. But we vowed to fight. So I will fight and I will adapt, and when the weight is too heavy, I lean on my mental health therapist. At 52, I was diagnosed with FASD. And all of the pieces of my life came together. My wife's response when I asked her if she thought that I might have FASD, she said, well, that's a no-brainer. So I won't tell you how I know so much about FASD before that, because that's a whole nother story. So I completed the brain online assessment through San Diego State, and with those results, I went to Dr. Bird at the University of North Dakota for a formal diagnosis. Whenever I meet with my medical team, I educate them and talk about FASD and what that means for me. My liver doctor, who's new to my team, said, is there anything you want me to know? And I responded, I have too many unfulfilled dreams to let these illnesses define who I am. I will fight and I will adapt. My wife's support is unwavering. She walks with me, not for me. My family and grandchildren fill my life with love and joy. And despite those struggles, I embrace each day, valuing my relationships and the chance to make a difference. Almost 31 years we've been together, and I keep telling her she's got to put up with me for another 20. The years have taught me to slow down and appreciate simple things. And to anyone with FASD, life may not be a typical feast, but it's not a famine of hope either. And I would challenge you to wrap yourself in hope like it's a cherished quilt and let it warm your soul. Midlife with FASD has not been a straight path. There are many turns, and often there are not enough signs telling you which way to go. It's like going on a nature hike without a map, no GPS, nothing except a compass that doesn't always point to the north. So when I have completed the journey with this body, which I intend to keep for a very long time, I hope to donate it to research. We must keep fighting for those with this condition. And I recently celebrated my 53rd birthday, surrounded by most of my family, and my one thought, this is a good life. As somebody who went through all the way through written comps for my dissertation, PhD, most of you know or quite a few of you know what that's like. I give you a call to action with potential topics for research. Ready? I only have 4. My list was much longer. Midlife FASD health outcomes. FASD family dynamics impact. What does it look like for the families? Autoimmune connections in FASD. A neurological decline at midlife. For those of you still listening, I thank you. I appreciate your indulgence. Please keep working on your research. I guarantee you, we are worth the journey. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the conference.
I wasn't expecting that.
Thank you.